Hello, everyone. How you doing?
How you doing?
What's up? Welcome to Limelight. We really got a groove going on over here, don't we?
I think so. Yeah.
I'm loving it. I'm having so much fun shooting this with you. You have no idea.
I'm having fun. I'm giving you hair this week.
Absolutely.
You know
I'm doing the pullback method with the, how you doing. But I am your host, creative hostess Sharíck LaMay. This is
j.Pin. You know what it is.
You know what it is. And we are Limelight. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you're liking and subscribing. So much.
So before we start anything, we need to give homage and a rest in peace to fallen icons in fashion and hip hop.
Correct.
This week we lost Hubert de Givenchy from, of course, the iconic House of Givenchy.
Yes.
He was 91 years old and he passed away, so rest in peace.
Yes, he lived a good life. He lived a good life. And we also, unfortunately, lost Craig Mack, iconic bad boy, one of the pioneers with the bad boy movement. So that kind of really touched my heart. So rest in peace to them and their loved ones and their families, and let their legacies live on through us.
Thank you for your contribution.
Absolutely.
To the world of arts.
Absolutely. Aside from that, we're celebrating Women's History Month all month. We have an amazing special guest who's going to give us some insight on some dope women that he's worked with in the fashion industry. And you have to pronounce his name again. Just say it.
David Giampiccolo.
Giampiccolo. I'm learning. Yeah,
no, it's a dope name. He was on Project Runway, and he designed streetwear. And I think there was. I think the show just wasn't appreciative.
We're going to talk about that.
Of aesthetic. Yeah.
We're going to get in there a little bit, talk about that. But we wanted to just talk about iconic women for this first segment. However, we've been completely railroaded this week with the Bruno Mars controversy.
If you have Facebook or Twitter, you know that people are going in on Bruno Mars.
They are.
Okay? They're calling him a culture vulture, culture appropriation, whatever. There's so many terms now. And, it's gotten heated.
I actually posted something up on my Facebook a few days ago, and since then, the comments and it just hasn't stopped. I have so many people giving their input. It's a lot of mixed commentary as well. I will say not too many Caucasian people have been commenting on this, but we have some mixed reviews from people of the urban culture. Me personally, the young lady who posted up the video, if you haven't seen it, that's gone viral. How do you pronounce her name?
Sensei Aishmitasu.
She probably appropriated that name, but but she just kind of went in. She had very, very good points that I really felt and understood in regards to what she was saying in terms of Bruno Mars. I like Bruno, so don't get me wrong. However, I do understand where she was coming from, and I think it's more of a systemic racial disparity that we're dealing with within the music industry. And if you know anyone who's in the music industry who's really good, who necessarily doesn't have that racial ambiguity, it may be a lot more difficult for them to reach higher plateaus within the industry. So I understand what she was saying. I wouldn't say that he's necessarily the appropriator, but I think the system behind him that's pushing him on a constant basis and is allowing him to rise above some of these other original artists who have been doing it a lot longer or even better. Yeah. That's the main issue.
It's an institutional flaw.
Correct.
I wouldn't put it all on Bruno. Because I hear what the young lady's saying. I hear her loud and clear.
Right.
It's unique because the main example she uses is the fact that Bruno Mars has a Grammy for Best Album of the Year, and artists like Prince never got that accolade. Never. How?
We don't know.
That's crazy.
Don't get us wrong. Prince did get some, but just not that. That's the highest award.
And it has something to do with the fact that people are alluding to the fact that because Bruno isn't black, it makes white audiences accept him more.
Correct.
And that's not fair. It's not fair. Straight up.
I agree. And I mean, I've even had people coming at me like, but he's brown, he's from this, he's that, he's Puerto Rican. And that whole, there are people who do identify who are Puerto Rican, consider themselves black. But I looked up some statistics, and according to Google and some searches that I found, it's about 20%.
And that's going to be a whole nother episode.
Yeah, we can go on and on about it. But let us know what you guys think. Please let us know, because this is going on and on. My Facebook is lit, but let's get these comments lit. Tell us what you think.
Yeah, tell us what you think. I mean, poor Bruno. I commend him. I mean, he's talented. A lot of people do like him, but I mean, it's clearly started a conversation. Some feathers have been ruffled, and I think they've been ruffled in a good way.
Yeah,
a lot of artists, a lot of hip hop artists have come to Bruno's defense as well. So I think there's equal opportunity for people to really have a conversation that could hopefully better the industry.
Right. So let's just leave it at that. So the industry just needs to do better overall. Okay. Hear us.
Give
we
us
are
the
trying.
accolades. Okay, all right.
Okay. But other than that, I do want to get into this interview with Mr. David Giampiccolo.
Yes.
Did I say it right this time?
David Giampiccolo.
Giampiccolo. I just want to hear what he has to say. He has some interesting points of views in regards to the fashion industry as well. So might as well keep this train rolling. Let's go ahead and talk to him.
Today's guest was a contestant on season 14 of Project Runway, and he was immediately coined as the streetwear designer. He's been doing that for a while, and he continues to make amazing stuff in the streetwear realm. So we're glad to have David Giampiccolo on the Runway. Hey, what's up, David? How are you?
Thank you for being here.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
I love your accent.
So tell us a little bit about where you're from, where you grew up.
Was born in Belgium, in Brussels, and I was living between Belgium and France, in Paris too. Then I moved to LA about almost 6 years ago now.
Oh wow! Still relatively fresh to Los Angeles.
So that's why my accent. And I've been designing. I mean, I've been to fashion school in Belgium, so I have my degree in fashion. Then I became a stylist, and when I moved here, I building my own brand.
Awesome. So Josh mentioned streetwear. We hear this term a lot, street fashion, streetwear. What is it to you?
Much. We hear that too much now. It's kind of frustrating sometimes. I mean, it's great because I would say the streetwear take over everywhere now. I've been designing that since I started, and when I started, there was not that much streetwear, you know, there's now. So I think now the competition is bigger and bigger and bigger, especially when you see all those high brand like Gucci bringing that into Alexander Wang. So it is hard for young designer to be different, but that's my goal, and that's what I want to do. So streetwear is just taking over the everyday lifestyle clothing and just trying to make it I would say not better, but like maybe different.
Enhancing it.
I like it.
Making it extra presentable.
Yes.
What would you say were some of your influences in regards to your approach to fashion and design?
It's always a tough question because I take my inspiration everywhere. It could be people, it can be music, it can be it's really everything. I don't really like say, okay, I'm going to this way and I'm gonna be inspired by this movie or this music. No, it's just like an ensemble of thing. And but I mean, mostly I will say people inspire me a lot. You know, I can like just watching people on the street and just like getting influence of that. It's just a mix. I guess it's a mix of influence. You know, I'm from Europe, so Europe has a lot of influence to me for all my pattern, my prints, and then after US bring me all that street culture. You know, I'm always been a big fan of hip hop music and, you know, and rap. So of course it influenced me too.
Right.
But also my European background as well influenced me.
It's a good mixture. Good.
You know, when I was a teenager, I was a fan of the Spice Girl and Lil' Kim.
Okay.
So I would say we can mix all that.
I love that.
When you were on Project Runway, is there anything that I feel like the show maybe prepared you for afterwards? Or?
No, that was actually probably the worst experience of my life. It was not for me. It was not for me. It's I think if you watch the show, you can tell it was not for me.
They weren't ready for him. I watched his season.
I don't know. I think it was just it's a TV show, you know. It's a TV. It's for TV, so it needs rating. It needs people watching. People love drama, you know. I think That's why I would say fashion is just an excuse, you know?
Right,
it's
right,
just, you have show like people cook and people sing, and here it's just fashion. It's just an excuse for another show.
Right. Okay.
So it was not for me. It's I'm too quiet. I think I'm too nice, you know.
You're not dramatic.
No, because they're trying to push you to be mean with other contestants, and I didn't want to do that. So they told me,
you're a kindred spirit.
if you're not a little bit beachier, you're not gonna stay. Like obviously, I mean, it was that. So
just so y'all know, that's how these shows operate. Take everyone who's been on one.
Right, but that hasn't stopped you being successful. I mean, you've worked.
It stopped me for a year.
It did.
It stopped me for a year. Yeah, I was. When I was on it, I wanted to get out as soon as possible because directly I knew it was not for me.
Okay.
You know, I mean, you like with those stranger people non-stop. You have camera on you non-stop.
Right.
They ask you to be creative in a short amount of time, and that's not the way I see being creative. You know, especially I'm not doing clothes just to making clothes. It's way more than that. It has to tell a story. You know, when you create something, you have to take a step back. It's the same for someone who create music. I mean, you're not gonna do music in 1 hour. They record and then they come back, they listen again, and you know, or like when you cook, you cannot cook in a minute. You have to take time. It's the same, and they wanted for me to be that fast at the same time have interaction with the other people, and I didn't do that. So I got out. I was happy to get out when it was in shooting. So when I came back to LA, it was a little bit difficult because I was like, maybe I'm missing an opportunity. Maybe, you know, it was a lot of like thing going on. Like when you came back to your place and you're like, do I should to be more mean? Do I should to play the role? You know, it was so many questions. So it was really difficult, and for a year I stopped designing because I was doubt about myself, especially when the show came on here. It was really difficult. It was really a tough moment for me because people expect so much, and you know, I thought I would go more far than that. So yeah, it was a little bit bitter, you know, but you learn from that, and by this opportunity, I met a lot of people. I was able to have a PR. I was able to, you know, work with people, with celebrity, you know, pulling my stuff. So, you know, it bring me.
Right.
Yeah.
More.
Speaking of celebrities.
Yeah. What celebrities have you worked with? I mean, you have quite the roster of talent that you've worked with.
Really?
Yeah.
Chris Brown. We saw Missy Elliott.
Yes. I mean, I was blessed to work with a lot of artists. I mean, I didn't work with that much like directly. It was more with stylists because with especially the show, I met a lot of stylists. And yeah, of course. So it was Chris Brown, Missy. Ashanti, it was so many people, but what I love about it, it was so many different type of people too, you know. And I was even able to work with some French singer too, which it was great for me. So my influence when I was younger. So yeah, that was really exciting.
That's awesome. So I don't know if you guys celebrate Women's History Month. In Belgium. You do, really? It's all over. Well, it is international, right? Women are everywhere. So is there any woman in particular that was really influential in your career, in your life?
Yes, there's multiple actually. There's multiple movie star and singer. Mostly they're French.
Okay.
So I don't think
it's okay.
No,
it's okay. We want to learn.
Share.
There's multiple. There's like my favorite singer for all time. Her name is Zazie. She's an amazing French singer, and her visual always been really interesting for me. Because I'm obsessed with video. Like all my collection always come with a video support. Visual is really everything for me. So I love that. And but I would say for US, I mean, she's not American, but Bjork is like an artist that I love, of course. Music influenced me since I was a kid. And I mean, Lil Kim too, like I mentioned, you know, she was
Shout out to Lil Kim.
yeah,
man.
she was on top, you know.
She was definitely
She was the
influential,
first
hardcore.
female, you know, rapper, like, you know, speaking. So speaking of women, I think definitely she did a lot
Yeah,
for
she's
the woman,
Queen
you
Bee.
know.
Yeah,
Exactly,
she's
you
Queen
know.
Bee.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. I love that. I'm trying to visualize. I have to look those people up, but I'm trying to visualize Lil Kim in there with those
Yeah,
people.
I know. Exactly.
That's the beauty of it. It's because he
Right.
can pull from all those different types of women, and you know he can get inspiration from all of them to come up with amazing
Like, look at this
cohesive
jacket.
thought.
I'm
You made this, right?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
salivating over it.
So this weekend you will be presenting at Street Fashion Week in downtown Los Angeles. Tell us a little bit about the collection you're presenting and if, you know how you're feeling about the show.
Yeah, I'm excited for that because I skip the spring summer because last time I showed it was last year for the fall winter 2017. Here is the fall winter 2018. And it's the collection's called Schizophrenic. It's actually my first collection I did 5 years ago was called Schizophrenic. So this one it's Schizophrenic 2.
And why schizophrenic?
Because the first one was all about the schizophrenia, the mental illness. So it was all about to put words in normality today when we speak, while we say this person is normal, why this person is crazy. It was just putting out there, all that collection was black and white. And for this one, I went way farther. I put a lot of color, a lot of pattern, a lot of sequence, a lot of, there's a lot going on. You know, I don't want to say so much, but there's a lot going on. I love to mix. This is my goal when I create clothing. Is I love mixing pattern and texture that usually not really go together. Trying to give a chic to something it usually is not.
Awesome.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Excited.
Yeah,
to
no,
see
he executes that so well. I mean, I've seen his previous collections, and I mean that's definitely an accurate.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So aside from this weekend, where can they find you, follow you, Instagram, social media?
I mean, everywhere for sure, like social media, it's my name, David Giampiccolo. Yes, definitely on Instagram. Also, you can, if you live in LA, you can buy my clothes on Melrose at the store called Flasher.
I know Flasher.
Yeah, they do have my clothes.
Come
there.
to LA, go to Melrose, go to Flasher.
That store is amazing because that store is open since 1996.
And that's rare.
Especially on Melrose.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they have that real print, like you know, DNA of Melrose. This one I love.
Yeah.
So my stuff are out there. Also have a GoFundMe if you want to help.
Shout out to the GoFundMe. We all need the help.
You know,
Ain't no shame in that.
Giampiccolo,
That link's right
please.
here too.
So yeah, you can find me everywhere. I'm here.
Awesome. Well, we want to thank you so much for joining us,
Thank you.
and we're excited about your show and Schizophrenic too, right?
Yes.
I'm down. I'm gonna have to go shop.
I want to get schizo with David. I will. Oh my gosh. Well, everyone, thank you so much. That's all the time we have tonight for this episode, whatever. Make sure to catch us next week. We have another amazing guest. I'm your boy, j.Pin.
And I am Sharíck LaMay. Shout out to Opulent Studios once again for always hosting us at this lovely, lovely venue. Make sure you're following myself and my co-host and at LaMay Day Limelight. Share some comments. We got some really good, interesting things going on in this interview. So
I'll have to talk to him off
we'll have to talk off camera. But that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Lights out.